You know that feeling, right? You're playing a game online, you hit a big win, and you wonder, was that just pure random luck? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and really unpack the tech behind the bet. We're here to answer that one big question. Is your online luck actually real?
Okay, so let's get right into it. You're there, you click spin, or you hit deal. In that split second, what is actually happening? Is it a genuine, unpredictable roll of the dice, just like in the real world, or is there something else going on, something behind the scenes controlling the outcome?
Well, the secret sauce is a piece of tech called a random number generator, or RNG for short. Now, the best way to think of this is like the invisible engine or maybe the heartbeat of any online game of chance. This thing isn't just working when you click the button. It's running all the time, 24/7, just churning out thousands and thousands of numbers every single second. So when you finally make your move, the game just reaches out and grabs the very last number that was generated. That number decides everything.
Sounds totally fair, doesn't it? I mean, a never-ending stream of random numbers feels like the perfect impartial dealer. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. See, here's the thing you've got to understand. The RNGs inside computers and phones aren't truly random, not like the chaotic, unpredictable things we see in nature. They're what we call pseudo-random. And pseudo is just a fancy word for imitation. This means they're built on a really complex algorithm, basically a human-made formula that's just designed to act like it's perfectly random.
And that's where things get interesting, because if it's based on a formula, it's not magic, it's just math. And any formula, in theory, can be studied. And if something can be studied, well, it can potentially be exploited. And this isn't some sci-fi idea. There have been real-world cases where cheaters figured out the formula behind flawed algorithms, predicted the outcomes, and completely drained machines. That's why that little word pseudo is so incredibly important.
Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question. If this whole system that's supposed to be fair is built on a man-made formula that's just imitating randomness, how on earth can you ever really trust the code?
Well, the industry's answer to this puzzle is to bring in some outside help, a layer of human oversight. And that solution is independent third-party auditors. And we're not just talking about any old companies. These are the guardians of the game. They're highly specialized, globally respected firms like Ecogra, GLI, and iTech Labs. Think of them as the independent referees of the online gaming world. They're not on the casino's team. Their entire reputation is built on being impartial and trustworthy.
So, what do these auditors actually do? Well, you can imagine them as a digital forensics team. They basically try to break the system. They run these RNGs through incredibly tough stress tests, analyzing millions, sometimes even billions of results. They're hunting for any tiny hidden bias, any predictable pattern, basically any ghost in the machine that could give the house an unfair advantage.
And this right here is the practical takeaway for you. Before you ever play on a site, do this. Scroll all the way to the bottom of the homepage. You're looking for a little seal of approval from one of these firms. It might say Certified RNG or Fair Gaming. Just think of it as a safety certificate, proof that the game you're about to play has been checked out by the pros and given a clean bill of health.
Because honestly, the difference is night and day. On one side, you've got certified providers with these heavily audited, statistically fair RNGs. And on the other, you have shady operators running on who knows what kind of code. In that world, your luck might not be luck at all. It could just be an outcome that was decided against you from the very beginning.
So this whole system works, but it's built on our trust in these auditors, right? It still requires a little leap of faith. But what if we could evolve past that? What if we didn't have to just trust that things were fair? What if trust could be replaced by absolute, undeniable proof that anyone could check for themselves?
Well, that's where the future is headed. It's called provably fair gaming, and it's powered by blockchain. The process is amazingly transparent. It uses cryptographic keys. Think of it like the server has one key and your device has another. They combine to create the result, so neither side can control it alone. Then, that result gets locked onto a public ledger. And here's the real game changer. Anyone, and I mean anyone, including you, can go look at that public data and mathematically prove that the outcome was totally random and wasn't tampered with.
So when you really look at the whole picture, from these pseudo-random formulas to the human auditors, and now this transparent blockchain future, you realize there's so much more going on than just a lucky spin. And that brings us to a quote that just sums it all up perfectly. The magic behind it isn't just luck. It's math, code, and trust.
At the end of the day, real confidence in these games doesn't come from just hoping you get lucky. It comes from understanding the systems that are built to protect you and ensure fairness. So that really leaves just one question to think about.
The next time you play, are you just going to trust in luck, or are you going to take a second to look for the proof?